Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very exciting next episode of the updated gear guide series for y'all. We are covering everything from level 650 all the way up to 950, and we're gonna start out with the Future City Zone, which you can access at level 705. So the very first thing you'll see in there is the Nighttime Patroller. This mob drops Ultra Health Potions and Mega Attack Potions, and then there's also Control Bots, who drop Ultra Attack Potions and Mega Health Potions. These are great AFK potion farms for this level range. I definitely recommend you do that. So just like the Underworld Zone, there is a separate side area within it for the mini bosses. So first there is the mob slash mini boss called the Control Bot X, and this guy actually drops a very good weapon known as the Thunderstrike Daggers. Not only do they look amazing, they are for level 850 plus and do 255,555 damage at a very low 0.4% drop rate. So these are fantastic weapons if you get very unlucky when farming Frost Dragon, which is a raid we're going to cover after this zone. So the actual mini boss of this zone is called Smoker. They drop both Ultra Health and Attack Potions, and then they have a weapon drop known as the Neon Katana for level 790 plus and does 200,000 damage with a 2% drop rate. However, I do think that this weapon isn't really worth going for due to the fact that it is worse than the Thunderstrike Daggers. They also drop an armor that is very, very bad, and this is known as the Heavy Armor of Toxins. So this is for level 750 plus, does 20,000 attack, no crit, minus 50 speed, 150 defense, and 65,000 HP. The minus 50 speed makes this thing absolutely useless. There is no reason to use it. You lose way too much speed for it to be viable in any situation. They also do drop a ring, but this ring is actually good. It is the Poisonous Stinger's ring for level 750 plus. It does 17,500 attack, 125 crit, 5 speed, and 550 HP. Well, 5,050 HP, my bad. Anyways, this is definitely a good ring to go for. I would say go for this ring if you did not get the Mischievous ring or the Bones ring or anything like that from Tartarus. So now we're gonna move on to the Sun Test raid. This is interesting. One, I can't show footage because you can only do it once a character, and two, you have to beat this raid in order to unlock the Frost Dragon raid, the only ever raid to have a prerequisite unlock feature besides Mines with Keys. So basically we're only talking about the Frost Dragon raid. So the Frost Dragon raid's first boss is the Crystal Ice, and before we get into this raid, this is a very difficult raid on level. You must do it with a team. There is no way you're soloing this on normal or hardcore on level without massive struggle. So for a team for this raid, I would recommend 2 eggs or protectors, a silencer, a party rune, and then 2 to 3 DPS, or even some mendings in there, but a team of that orientation should be able to take on this raid just fine. The Crystal Ice can be very difficult with all the attacks it spams, and plus it flies up in the air and does block quite a bit. And they drop absolutely nothing. They are just a very difficult boss you must beat in order to fight the actual boss that drops gear in there. But again, do not try to solo this raid. It will be way too hard to solo at level 800. So now we're going to talk about the Frost Dragon. This is the actual main boss of the raid. He is incredibly difficult fight. At one point he'll summon in mages which will constantly heal him. You gotta take them out. One point he goes to a new zone which can be very blurry. So the first one they drop is the Tundra Axe on normal, and it does 190,000 damage at level 800 plus. A massive improvement to most things from Tartarus besides the very best weapon. So pretty much as soon as you get level 800, try to get this thing. It is so good. And then also on normal, they drop the Blizzard Blade at a 6%, and this weapon does 229,999. It also looks amazing, so Thunderstrike Daggers are better than these two weapons. However, there is something better for, like, weapon-wise from the Frost Dragon raid, and it is for hardcore only, and this is the Ice King. This is the godly weapon from this raid. It is 360,000 damage and 800 plus level. It is amazing for level 800, but it has a terrible 0.2% drop rate. This used to be such a sought after weapon. It is so good. It's basically the infinity of its time, and I would highly recommend you try to get it because it just does so much damage. And if you can't get the Ice King, then that's when you go for the Thunderstrike Dagger. Anyways, they also drop an amazing accessory known as the Iced Out Necklace. and this is also hardcore only. This is for level 800 plus, does 67,500 attack, 40 crit, 11 speed, 10 defense, and 15,000 HP at a 3% drop rate. This is an amazing necklace. It is so much better than anything else you would have gone up to this point. I would highly recommend you go for it in trading, at least if you can't get it from the raid itself, but it is such a useful necklace. Your stats will explode using this. The other accessory he drops on hardcore is the Glacial Frost Ring. For level 800 plus, it does 55,000 attack, 10 crit, 10 speed, 10 defense, and 35,000 HP at a 3% drop rate on hardcore only. This ring, again, is by far the best ring you could have gotten up to this point. It is so well rounded, gets so much health, great speed, great attack. I heavily recommend you go for this thing. Like every raid on hardcore, there is an armor drop. This is a godly armor drop that is very hard to get, known as the Frost Dragon Scale Plate. This is for level 800 plus. It does 75,000 attack, no crit, 10 speed, 150 defense, and 36,900 HP at a very low 1.5% drop rate on hardcore only. This thing is amazing. If you can get it, consider yourself lucky, because it is very hard to get dropped due to that trash drop rate, but it will make your stats explode, and I highly recommend you go out of your way to farm it if you have a team to farm the raid, that is. So Dr. V's Labyrinth is a fantastic raid. You can access it at level 850, and I recommend you skip Frost Dragon if you don't have a team and wait to do this one. Anyways, before you can fight the first boss, there will be a puzzle phase. What you do for this is you simply click all the boxes in the box room until it says ding, which means you hit the button to unlock the door, and then there is also a green button in the laser grid room which you must press in order to unlock the final lock for the first boss fight, which is the Toxin Droid 4. Anyways, she does have a lot of drops. So the first one is normal, and this is the Toxic Necklace. This is a very powerful necklace. It's for level 850 plus, does 23,750 attack, no crit, 5 speed, 30 defense, and 74,050 HP. There is nothing bad about this necklace. It gives you so much HP. So if you couldn't get the iced out necklace, don't even worry about it and just go for this one. And it has a 7.5% drop rate from the Toxin Droid and a 5.5% drop rate from the final boss, Future Vim. So this boss on normal also drops the Toxic Robe of Regeneration for level 850. This armor gives 30,000 attack, no crit, no speed, 35 defense, and 87,500 HP at a 1.2% drop rate. This again is an amazing armor, so much HP. Combo this with the Toxic Necklace and you will almost never die. So much HP, so much defense, it is amazing. So this boss does have a hardcore only drop, and this is the Toxin Core. This is a necklace for 930 plus. It does 89,500 attack, 30 crit, 5 speed, no defense, and 32,050 HP at a 1% drop rate. This necklace is amazing. It's so much attack and crit for how much HP you get at level 930. It is great. Definitely go for this in hardcore, and if you get it, definitely use it. So the very next boss in Dr. V's Labyrinth is going to be the Robot Mech, and they have a lot of drops as well. So first they drop a weapon known as the Laser Sword, which is much better than anything else up to this point. It's for level 850 plus and does 429,999 damage at a 5.5% drop rate, not even on hardcore only. Definitely go for this. It is such an upgrade from anything from Frost Dragon Raid. This boss also drops an armor on normal, known as the Cyber Armor of the Future. This armor is for level 850 plus, does 89,000 damage, no crit, 3 speed, 5 defense, and 15,000 HP at a 1.9% drop rate. This is an amazing armor. I mean, it is hard to get, that drop rate is terrible, but it's amazing. It gives you so much attack, and it still gives you a little bit of HP, and I think it is very effective. As you can tell, all the gear is oriented around either being offense or defense. Anyways, this boss does have a hardcore only drop, and this is known as the Laser Core. This is for level 930 plus. It does 67,550 damage, 5 crit, 15 speed, no defense, and 62,550 HP. This is an amazing necklace. In my opinion, this is the best drop from the raid minus the godly weapon. It is so well rounded, so much HP, so much attack, so much speed. And you basically just want to get a ring to make up for your loss of critical when using this, but it is such a well-rounded piece of gear. It is amazing. Its drop rate is pretty bad at 1%, but besides that fact, this gear piece is awesome. So the final boss of Dr. V's Labyrinth is of course Future Vint, and he has a lot of drops. So first he drops tier 3 rune crystal bags at 22%, so you do get a lot of tier 3 rune crystal bags from this. And then he does drop the blue mechanical katana, which is a weird one because it's level 850 plus and does 362,500 damage at a 9% drop rate, but it's worse than a normal drop from Robot Mech, so it's kind of weird. Anyways, he does also drop the Tesla ring on normal, which is an amazing piece of gear. It gives 100 attack, 125 crit, 30 speed, and 69 HP for level 850 plus. The main reason why this thing is so amazing is because of how much speed and crit you get. 30 speed and 125 crit is amazing. Combo this with the laser core and your stats will explode. So of course he has a bunch of hardcore drops as well, and the first one we'll talk about is his armor, the Vint's Lightning Coat. So this gives 75,000 attack, 60 crit, 15 speed, 20 defense, 12,000 HP for level 850 plus at a 7% drop rate on hardcore only. This is such a well-rounded, amazing armor. I highly recommend you try to go for it in the Vint Laboratory. You just get so much crit, so much speed, and so much attack. There's nothing bad to say about it. Now, there is also an amazing 2 more weapons. The first one is the Energy Blade for level 850 plus, and it does 555,000 damage at a 3.5% drop rate, but it is only on hardcore. And it does a ton of damage, so definitely go for this. There is not a single bad thing to say. Now, he does have a godly weapon, and this thing is super sought after. It is known as Vint's Lightsaber. It is for level 850 plus and does 610,000 damage at a 0.4% drop rate. So you're gonna struggle to get it, but it does so much. I wouldn't say go out of your way for it because the Energy Blade is good enough to carry you through till the next zone, but still, feel lucky if you get this. It is such an amazing weapon. So the final zone we're going to talk about in this video is going to be the Archipelago, which you can access at level 910, and this is a very important zone for a reason we'll cover pretty soon. Anyways, the first mob you will see is the Sky Knight Apprentice. He drops Ultra Health Potions. There is also Sky Mage Apprentices who drop Ultra Attack Potions, and then the Island Sage who drops nothing, so don't even farm Island Sages. So the first boss, this boss is definitely one you want to farm, is the Guardian of Light. So this is considered the super boss or the very hard boss of this area, and he has a ton of drops and one especially you need to go for. So anyways, the first thing he drops is a weapon known as the Starlight Sword. This is for level 910 plus and does 467,500 damage at a 1.2% drop rate. So its drop rate is terrible, but it does a lot of damage, and basically if you couldn't get the Energy Blade from Dr. V Laboratory, go for this thing. Now he does also drop a ring, and this ring is known as the Starlight Pendant. So the Starlight Pendant is for level 950 plus and gives you no attack, no crit, minus 15 speed, and then 100,000 HP at a 0.9% drop rate. I think this thing is trash. Anything that gives you minus speed is garbage, and I would pretty much ignore this. Now his best drop is the Rune of the Light. Go for this. Essentially, between level 910 and 1100, only farm this boss, because after level 1100 you can't farm for drops in that raid in that zone anymore. So make sure you get the Rune of Light from this boss before you're too high of a level. It is such an important rune, and it is technically limited for any players not in that level range. So there is a second boss in this zone, and he is known as the Sky Knight General. So the Sky Knight General has 2 drops. His first one is the Trinket of Holy Light. For level 950 plus, it does 91,000 attack, and that's it at a 0.8% drop rate. There's really nothing that bad about this. It is a fantastic amount of attack, but the sheer fact you get nothing else, I'd say it's only okay. Pretty much use it if you have nothing else better. He does have a weapon drop known as the Lightbringer for level 1000 plus, and it does 565,000 damage at a 0.5% drop rate. Now the Lightbringer is definitely something you want to go for because it is the best weapon you can get at level 1000 besides the Dr. V Laboratory Lightsaber that's really hard to get, so it is definitely worth farming for, but it is very hard to get, and plus the very next zone you go to, you'll get better stuff pretty quick, so I'd say go for Lightbringer if you have the time, but mainly farm the Light Rune in there. Anyways, guys, that is going to be it for this episode of my updated gear guide series. Comment down below if there's anything I forgot. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.